Today we have a treat. This is my first Go Live Journey conversation. This is something that I wanted to do because you guys always hear about my Go Live journey, but I wanted to start sharing other women's Go Live journey. So I started a segment called My Go Live Journey, and this is actually Sharde's edition. So again, everyone has a Go Live journey, and I'm just so excited. But before we dive in, welcome to the bandwidth. I'm Rosie, your video coach and your program and course creator for I'm Doing This, I'm Going Live, and also the real secrets to gaining confidence in going live. I help women over 40 gain confidence and conquer their fear of video. If you have any questions, please be sure to ask them in the comments section. I definitely want to engage with you and answer all your questions. If you find value in this video, give it a thumbs up. Check out my other videos. Definitely subscribe to this channel and don't forget to hit the notification bell. So let's do this. Again, the title of this show is My Go Live Journey, Sharde's edition. And okay, you already know my guest's name. Her name is Sharde. She is a thrifter and vintage reseller. So let's welcome her to the bandwidth. Welcome, Sharde.
Thank you, Rosie, for having me today.
Not a problem. So I gave a brief introduction about you. So can you tell us a little bit about yourself and your background?
Sure. So again, my name is Sharde. I am an avid thrifter, and I have turned my love of thrifting into a business where I am a vintage reseller, specializing in luxe goods, whether that's home goods or even fashion. And you can find that website at www.vintagexnature.com.
Okay. So we want to get into the fashion later because you look absolutely fabulous. But let's start off with the go live. So what made you do it? What made you go live?
So it happened during the pandemic, like everybody's big, full Pandora's box full of excitement. I literally felt like everyone during the pandemic started something new, whether that was changing something in your home, changing something in yourself, whether it was like diet, self-care. And for me, it was trying to find this new realm of my life and my journey. I had a baby during the pandemic, and you can quite easily get yourself caught up in a routine. And then I also felt like I wanted to get back to the old me. And how would I do that? Well, people try to find creative ways to make money while being from home, some unemployed like myself. And I saw some women through Facebook and Instagram who started selling items that they had within their house, because of course we were all on lockdown, and it wasn't like you had means to go purchase items physically in the store. People still wanted to feel good about themselves. And after watching countless other women do it, including some of my own friends, I was like, I can easily do this. I feel comfortable enough with speaking, whether it's in person or through a camera. And not only that, I have tons of clothes that are just sitting around that can go to good use to someone else.
Wow. So a business was born during the pandemic for you.
A business was born.
Oh, it's like so many people, that is just so, wonderful that you can keep that, income going or replace the income. And like you said, you looked at others and was like, if they are doing it, why can't I? So I do want to ask, were you scared? I know you said that you didn't have problems speaking in front of the camera, but was it any challenges that you faced in putting yourself out there?
Of course, I felt like there were many challenges because one, this is before you even had this segment talking about going live. So this was before a lot of people really took advantage of that whole going live. And most people were doing lives as far as just like seminars, just talking. People weren't actually selling things. So it was a matter of finding like, how can I do this? Do I replicate exactly what I'm seeing? And again, there was no guidebook. So it was kind of just trial and error. And like I mentioned previously, I had a friend or two who was already going live. So I felt that it was okay for me to kind of just ask her opinion and without interfering or intercepting what she was doing, like stealing her clients or customers away from her. Because I feel sometimes with not even just Instagram, but with social media, it can be a little competitive when it comes to like trademarking, or when you're doing, or you're in a certain lane or niche of something, people feel like it's theirs. So you can always be a little like intimidated about asking someone how they got their start.
Yeah. So the person that you were asking did something similar as far as selling clothes online?
Correct.
Okay, yeah. But you know what? I always feel like it's room for us all. I know people don't believe it, but maybe she wasn't doing it, you know, maybe she wasn't doing thrifting items, or maybe she was doing thrifting items, but the things that you pick out are totally different from hers. You know what I'm saying? So
1,000%. 1,000%. And like you mentioned, there's more than one way to do something. And like McDonald's, there's more than one fast food chain. There's more than one burger place. Bill Gates was not the only person who created a computer. So you always have competitors, and it's just about what is your secret ingredient that's making it different from the other person. So like you mentioned, there's plenty of seats at the table for anyone. And I'm definitely a person who's an open book and never has an issue with sharing information.
Yeah. So what can I ask, like, what did you ask her? Did you ask her, you know, what did you ask her?
I think I pretty much just asked her, okay, so when you're selling items, for those who don't know about the whole like closet sales or selling anything through Instagram or any type of live, you want to have some type of like structure or organization to it. And so she was calling out numbers, item numbers to go along with her item. And so I was just asking her, was there any specific way to do it? And she pretty much was just like, you know, you can either do it like this, or you can do it like that. Like you can go in numerical order, or you can mix it up. And I'm trying to think what else, maybe like how do people pay, or were you doing like local only orders, or were you shipping? And with that, I kind of just like took notes, and then I started watching other people's lives who were doing similar things, and then just comparing and contrasting with what I wanted to use, what I liked, what I felt the audience was most engaged with or liked, and then went from there to create my own spin on it.
So were you afraid like of any backlash, or were you already kind of like on, you know, Instagram posting stuff?
Oh, I was definitely scared and intimidated. One, I didn't know if I needed to open up a separate Instagram page for it. Two, I didn't know how my followers were going to respond, because I don't know. I mean, I know people know that my page is about style and fashion, so it kind of goes hand in hand, but then you're at that selling aspect. So then you have to ask yourself, well, am I going to come across as too gimmicky or like in a marketing way? And is that going to turn my followers off? And then I also had to ask myself, am I even going to get any good feedback or purchases from this? And with anything that any new idea that you have, you're going to have plenty of failures before you have that big win or victory. And it's all trial and error. And you just, you know, you keep grinding until you make it.
Yes. And kind of like talk, excuse me. kind of like talk about your trial and error. I don't know what's going on about through, but we're gonna work through it. Kind of like talk through your trial and error process.
So my first live, I probably maybe only had 5 people join. And they were mainly family and friends. So that was a plus, because at least I know that, hey, they supported me and they actually purchased an item from me, whether they purchased it just to support or they purchased it because they actually wanted to wear it. I don't know, but I appreciate it. So trying to find that target audience or that demographic. And I learned that being consistent, me, myself being consistent, also helps to get or reach a better audience, or a better acceptance from my audience, and letting them know, like, hey, this is the new lane that I'm going. This is the regular set time that I'm doing it. And so you're either going to be a part of it, or hopefully just support me by reposting, even if you don't actually purchase anything from me.
Yeah. So 2 things that I want to go back to that you said. First of all, it's huge when you just take that step, right? So many people are afraid to just go and put themselves out there. But guess what? Who's going to support you at first? Your friends and family. And you didn't let that challenge stop you from like just putting yourself out there and doing it. So I'm so happy to hear that. And I'm so happy that you brought that up.
Thank you.
Yeah, because so many people get stuck like, I'm not going to do it. You know, nobody's going to be out there. You have a whole gang of people when you think about it. And if you don't, just do it anyway. Go your sale, because the replay, people will buy it maybe later. So,
or you don't know who's going to share it, and somebody else's, it may catch somebody else's attention or eye.
Absolutely. So I'm so happy about that. And then, like you said, just the trial and error, just trying to do it until you get it right, because you're going to find ways as you keep doing it. And you're looking back at your replays and saying, you know what, I should have did this way. Or when you're looking, you're like, oh, I could have did it this way. Or let me step up on a little stool or something, because maybe they couldn't see the handbag or the whole dress or something. Who knows? But you learn those things because what? You took the challenge and you started. And so many times people get discouraged. So I just wanted to unpack that there and encourage people just to start somewhere.
Yeah. And to reiterate with what you just said, I have tons of friends also who kept saying to me, oh my God, I love your live so much. And I've always wanted to do one. And I said, well, what's stopping you? And they're just like, I'm afraid. And I don't think I have it all together. I'm like, do you have clothes? Yes. Okay. Well, you have a following, and you don't have to have a mega following, as we already said. So that's it. I mean, you don't have to, people think that they have to have everything planned out. They have to have the website. They have to have the mailing stickers. They have to have the label printer. They have to have the actual item number tags. When I first started, I was just writing on pieces of paper the item number and putting it onto the hanger. And then after more people started to do the live sales, Amazon started selling the item tag numbers.
Oh my, look at that.
Look at that. And under $10, depending on how fancy you want to get. For a basic hang tag sticker for like a 500 count, it's literally under $10. So I'm like, boom, because people always, not always, but people also think as a small business owner, like, I don't have the funds to invest in myself. When neither did I, especially when I was only making, $20 here, $50 here. But then I said, okay, again, I'm going to have a bunch of losses before I have wins. So I'm going to have to pretty much all my sales put back into investing in myself if I want to better myself and my business, if I want to take this up a level and make it more of a serious business, if I want to take myself seriously.
And I'm glad that you said that too, because we don't know. You're figuring things out as you go. So like you
Correct.
said, let me reinvest to make it even bigger and better. Or if you never would have started, you never would have been thinking about Amazon with the numbers. I'm telling you, my thing is I'm a faith-based person. I believe in God. I just always feel that when you make the first step, he will guide you. He will guide you.
He'll place people into your life.
Yes.
That will guide you in the right direction, or
Yes. Now I want to talk about your growth. So I know you said, you started out with 5, but how have you seen your business grow since going live?
The first part was the growth in myself by taking myself more seriously and not saying to myself, oh, this is just a side business. No, this is a business. It doesn't have to be my main business, because some of us, unfortunately, have to rely on a regular 9-to-5 to make a living. Mm-hmm. So I'm not going to belittle my business. This is my business. And making that first attempt to not only invest in my business in any way possible to make it better, but the consistency, the determination, all were important aspects for the growth. Mm-hmm. Because if people, can look at what I'm doing and look at it and say like, well, this looks unprofessional. Why would I give money to this person? And my package looks like all janky and messed up. The clothes are all, they smell funky. Like just taking the time to make your business look a little bit more presentable, and then reiterating back to what we previously did, like everything doesn't have to be well groomed in the beginning, but each time you make those small tweaks and changes, like adding a business card, buying labels, or a nice little, package for your items to go in, like that was growth for me. And then also sticking or committing to a set schedule, so that way I can hold myself accountable. Mm-hmm. And also my audience will start to look at my page or as me as a business and say, oh, I already know that she's going to have a closet sale on this day and this day, because that's the set days that she has it. And if I don't, I now get messages and my customers are like, were you going to do a sale? Because I didn't get a message about it. I didn't see a post about it. And then, I have to say whatever that excuse is. But for the most part, holding myself accountable has been a big step towards the growth process.
Yeah. And that really shows that they are watching and they know
your
timetable.
Even if it's the same 3 or 5 people, because literally any type of business, I feel like really grows off of word of mouth. Mm-hmm. Like Google or Yelp, for example, or even Pinterest. Like, how do you find out about a new restaurant or places to shop or places to travel? It's always either by word of mouth or what somebody else recommended to you or what you saw.
Yeah. And the only recommendation I would give is just do a little flyer in Canva and just say, cancel, weekly sale cancel for the week, and just throw that up really quickly so they'll know. And so you're informing your audience that, whatever, life happens. I mean, right. They know, but they'll know that, okay, she's not doing it, so I can go do something else. I ain't got to, set my alarm for Sharde.
Set the alarm.
Because I know when you have faithful people and they know you may have some good stuff, child, they like, oh, boop, 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 let me see.
Right.
Yeah. So what tools do you use to go live? What's your setup?
So I'm not for the whole fancy backgrounds and stuff, because to be honest, my home is not set up that way. I live in a townhome, and to try to move a bunch of furniture from one room to the next room, and we're talking about clothes, okay, multiple clothes that are heavy, and then the cleanup process afterwards, and then you have the rolling racks. So I try to keep it as minimal as possible. I figure people are coming for the clothes and for me, not for what my background looks like. You know, as long as it looks presentable, you know, you got a plain white wall. I feel like that's sufficient. And I'm sorry, repeat the question again.
The tools
What
that you
tools?
use. Yeah.
Tools. Okay, so just a plain background. I utilize a garment rack.
Okay.
And the garment rack does not have to be an industrial one unless you have a lot of inventory or you feel like you're going to repurpose it for doing like pop-ups. But you can just do like the $20 Target, Walmart, Amazon clothing rack. A tripod with the light ring. Okay. And again, that's on Amazon. That's $20. What else do I use? I use those number labels that I just was telling you about, the label, I mean the number items. And that I finally gave in and paid the $10 for that because I got tired of handwriting every single number, trying to come up with another random number because I didn't do mine in numerical order. It just became too much. And I said, if I can save more time by just literally picking a tag and putting it on the hanger as opposed to having to write out all the numbers for the amount of items that I have. Because if you think about it, if you have 40 items, that's 40 random numbers that you're going to draw. So to save time, I did that. I also bought the packaging envelopes for my items to go in. Okay. And I kind of just got a standard size for that and a label printer. And again, that saves me time. That was an investment once I made like my first big like sale. And that saves me a lot of time from not only handwriting every person's address, but also saves me time with packaging the items. And then when it's time to mail the items out, I don't have to wait in a long line at the post office. Because with being a new mom during that time when my daughter was a newborn, I didn't have the time to write out the numbers, write out the shipping labels, then stand in line the next day or to plan the time that I was going to the post office because everybody was at home. It was during the pandemic. So, you know, if you didn't pick that right window to go through, you could literally be standing in line from anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour.
Oh, wow.
And then I'm leaking and then I get a call from my husband saying, you know, baby's crying, you gotta come back home. And then the post office people, they're frustrated. So yeah. Oh, and a scale, because that also helps with the postage.
So again,
and that's it. And like I said, each item I probably purchase like one at a time, maybe like once a month or, you know, whatever. So I wasn't digging into my own actual pockets, but you have to make some form of investment in yourself.
And just like when you're furnituring the house, you don't do everything at one time. At least most people don't. So I'm so happy that you're sharing this because in due time, and then you'll learn, like you said, you used to handwrite them first, then you're like, that's taking too much time. I can be smarter about this. Let me get a label maker. So all of this is just doing. And once you start doing, you learn how to perfect it and make it better. So I'm so happy that you're sharing. And I actually caught a couple of your lives, and where you do it, I think it looks like it's your landing from like going upstairs. It's perfect. Wherever you can do it in your house, I tell people it doesn't matter. You know, like you said, as long as no clutter. You're here to see what the type of items I have. You know what I'm saying? Why you don't have certain people looking at your background, but as long as you tidy up a little bit, who cares? You know, because just
people think they have to have like the lavish bookshelf with the designer purses and the shoes and the look at my designer books that I have on display. And it's just like, I don't got the time, the money, the energy for any of that right now.
And it's a lane for that. That's their lane. You know what I'm saying? it takes all types to make this world go around. And at the end of the day, I don't care about your background in the books. Do I like what you got? You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
That's what
and
I
the hack
want.
for that, actually, I learned too, is you can get a sheet. If you have a really nice sheet, or what is this? A sheet, or either shower curtains, and you can tape it to your wall, and that's another option as well.
Mm-hmm. So I know you said, I just wanted to ask you, what's your platform of choice? Is it, I think you said it was IG, right?
Correct.
Yeah. And so why did you pick that one out of all the other ones?
So I feel that for my target demographic, IG was more ideal. And that's something that you have to be focused and understand and be knowledgeable or do your research on when you have a business, is ask yourself first, what does my target audience and demographic look like? What age range? What is their nationality? What is their salary bracket?
Mm-hmm.
And once you can, or what is their style like? And once you know, or you can confidently answer those things, then you can kind of say, okay, well, which social media platform is going to be more beneficial for me? And I felt that Instagram was more for my target demographic, even though the lives I felt like started on Facebook.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but you're right. It's just kind of like figuring out where your audience hangs out. And then, you know, if you don't know, if you're just starting out, just pick one, you know, just
Pick one,
and
exactly. And be consistent with it and just see what works and what doesn't.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And so I said I was going to circle back about the wardrobe part. So how do you prepare for going live? How do you pick what you're going to wear? Walk us through it.
Sure. So this tip I'm actually giving for free. Like I give out free information, but I actually did another investment piece where I invested in a like an ebook from these two women who actually like made the whole like reselling on lives very popular, and that was through Facebook. They started selling, the two women, they created an ebook to pretty much break down how to go live. And this one tip in particular that I still use to this day, because I feel like it helps increase my sales, is wearing one of my items that I'm going to sell. Because if you can't, that's with anything that you're selling, whether it's food, a hair product, makeup, if you're not utilizing, if you're not using that product, then why would I buy it from you? If you can't honestly say to me, yes, I use this every day, or I love using it for this purpose, then why would I trust you with my money? Why would I come back to you? Because you're not being honest with me. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And then also for me, I feel like, because with my lives, I pretty much give styling tips as well for certain pieces, because some people can be a little intimidated by the pieces. So if I'm wearing it, then they kind of already have an idea like, oh, I never would have thought to wear it like that. I love how she styled it. I want to purchase it. Almost like the same thing as if you're looking at a catalog, a runway show, or when we're browsing our phones or our web for new items to purchase. You like the way it looks, you like the way it's styled, it's aesthetically pleasing to you. So you're like, yep, I'm gonna wear it just like this. I can see how it looks on the model. Yep, add to my cart, check out.
Yeah. Yeah, a good tip. That is a great tip, because like you said, you may be intimidated. You don't know how to wear it, but you're like, oh, okay. And then I just want to say what we talked about before we came on, what you have on today. Like, oh my God, I would not have thought, you know, let's look, do you mind sharing what it is?
Sure, not at all. So this is not for sale, but it's actually a jacket. And I just made it double-breasted by pulling one side and then pulling the other like a robe. And then I just belted it. and added, this is the earring and this is a brooch. And then I'm kind of just wearing it like off shoulder a little bit to give a little vibe of them. And that's it. My easy go-to outfit.
And I thought it was just like, a regular like blazer or shirt until she revealed that it wasn't. I was like, oh my God, like I never would have thought to do that. So that's why I just wanted to circle back to see how you compare, because it's always tips and tricks. And I think I caught one of your lives about different ways to wear a scarf. And I was like, oh my God, just around the butt, I don't know. I always try to, sometimes I get, inspiration, but then sometimes like it's nothing wrong with looking at other people and, stuff and be like, oh my God, I never would have thought to tie it that way, whatever. So yes, I get a kick out of it. So thank you so much. My last two questions for you is, what's next and how can people stay in contact with you? Sure.
So I actually just launched my website.
Yay!
Yeah. I took myself seriously. I said, okay, it's coming up on a year that I've been doing these lives. What's next for myself? As you mentioned earlier, like, how do you better yourself to grow? And I said, okay, well, now you need a website. So because I turned my lives into doing actual pop-ups. And people would ask me, well, is there a way that I can get in contact with you to purchase more stuff? And I would say, well, go to my lives on Instagram. But with you sometimes, depending on the demographic, when you're doing pop-ups, you may not always have somebody who's as social savvy with the lives, whether that's on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, or whatever social media platform. So I had to find a convenient way to reach multiple people, and even internationally too. And so I offer styling services. That's available now. I'm going to be doing a thrift tour. That's also available for the holidays. If you have relatives or a friend in town, you want to take them thrifting, but you don't know where, call me. And I have items for sale that will be soon to be launching on the website.
Oh my God.
Go ahead. You can get in contact with me through my website, which is Vintage by Nature, is www.vintagexnature.com. My email is on there as well. My links to my social media account, Instagram and YouTube, are on there as well. But if you want to follow me through YouTube, I'm sorry, not YouTube, Instagram, where I do my closet sales every first and third Sundays of the month. You can follow me at Twiggy, the letter N, chic. And that's it.
Oh my God. I just love this new segment. Like, I just love it.
Yes. I love it too.
Yes. And it's just inspirational. And I just hope everyone sees that, if you can do it, they can do it. Just start and figure out. Start and it will fall into place. So thank you so much for being the first person for my Go Live journey.
No problem. Thank you so much for having me, Rosie. And I feel like this video will be very, very informational for a lot of women, because I feel like, just like how when people first started vlogging on YouTube, people were looking at it crazy, like, what? And then 5-10 years later, it's skyrocketed. And that's like the next biggest thing to like TikTok. So lives, I feel like, are really, really getting ready to take off. So this video is very insightful to a bunch of people who are trying to figure out, how can I make my business work for me from home, or and where can I get started? So thank you for allowing me to be able to share this knowledge with the viewers that you have.
Yeah, thank you. So you guys, what is going to be your takeaway from this episode? I mean, so much inspiration, so much knowledge has been shared. So definitely let me know in the comments what your takeaway is going to be. And again, whatever you decide, make sure that you take action today. Some additional ways that I can assist your Go Live journey, definitely join our email community. We have weekly videos that motivates your Go Live journey. We have giveaways in there. We spotlight community members, and we have exclusive offers. So sign up on my website. The first pop-up on my homepage, just put in your name and your email address, and you will instantly be a part of our email community. Shooting the Shits with Rosie. Are you watching? That occurs every Tuesday at 7:30 p.m. So if you're not watching that, please join me. And this is where you can ask me any questions about your Go Live journey, and I will be there to assist you. My program, I'm Doing This, I'm Going Live. Please definitely join the wait list. It's a 4-week online program. It will help you overcome mindset challenges, get you comfortable with the tools needed to go live, help you navigate the various social media platforms. And then after all of that, you will become courageous enough to hit that Go Live button. So the link will be below in the description box. Again, join the wait list. We will be launching that very soon in the new year. My course, The Real Secret to Gaining Confidence and Going Live. It's an online course. It's created to help women like you show up confidently on camera. It will teach you how to be content, camera, and tech confident. Everything you need to build your business and conquer video. So sign up for the wait list. Again, the link will be in the description box. And if you find value in this video, subscribe to this channel, give it a thumbs up, hit that notification bell, and check out my other videos. Definitely share this episode link with one person that you know it could be a benefit to. And follow me on Facebook, Rosie Faulkner, and on IG at Faulkner_Rosie. And feel free to DM me and let me know how I can personally support you. And remember, the world is waiting for you to do what only you can. Your voice needs to be heard because it matters to someone. So let's turn on the camera, turn up the confidence, and tell your story. Until next time.